What contraption do I have here, you may ask yourselves? Yes, I hear. You're probably thinking, yeah, you're a little bit mad. What I want to try a black section and a white section and somehow try and divide it. The challenge is when you pour in the acrylic, it's going to run everywhere. So I've built this. It does look a bit like a goalpost. It's a little bit out there, it's a little bit wacky, but that's what this channel's all about. It's all about experimenting, seeing what different results we can get. Yeah, just basically showing you guys what works and what doesn't work. So what have I done? What have I done? It may look like something that's built out of Minecraft, but it's just basically foam board that I have stuck together with hot glue gun and positioned it onto the canvas. Now the trouble is when I pour the acrylic onto the canvas, there's a bit of a sag in the canvas. I've cut this dead straight, by the way, so it does sit onto the canvas, but when that paint goes in, it's going to create a bit of an arc from the weight of the paint going down. So to combat that, I've run masking tape all the way across the line. I've also run masking tape down the sides and then onto that masking tape, so any flow shouldn't go under this. So because I'm from the UK and not too far from London, I'm going to call this a Thames barrier. The Thames barrier stops the flooding. This, I'm hoping, is going to stop the flooding, it's going to stop the flow, and we're going to end up with a nice black and some colours this side and white and some colours this side. So I'm also experimenting with something else as well. I have run some plasterers, I think it's called plasterers joining tape. So it's got like loads of crisscrosses on it. I've taped it down onto the canvas, I've gone black over the top, so when I peel it off, I'm hoping it's going to give some kind of effect on the canvas that shows through white. I'm also going to run a section across this corner of gold when my flow goes over the gold, and then eventually when I take off the tape, I'm hoping it's going to leave some kind of imprint onto this. That's enough of me rambling on. Let's do some flow works. I've just got to get off this seat, stop the cameras. Welcome back. I've got all my colours mixed up. We've got white for this side, we've got black for this side, we've got gold for both sides, some of that really nice metallic dark blue, which is the, I can never remember the name of this, which is the Americana Deca Metallic. Got some hot pink again, which is a bit like a magenta, and that's a metallic as well, and another metallic, which is, you should know it by now, it's my favourite colour. This tape's peeled up slightly this side, but we don't worry about that. How are we going to do this? Bish, bosh, bish, bosh, bish, bosh. My thoughts are, I puddle pour into the centre and work my way out slightly. As I say, I don't want too much paint, and then I'm going to get the hairdryer from straight above, pushing the paint out. That's my theory. Hope that's going to work. Let's get pouring. Always get nervous, you know me. Always get nervous. I'll tell you what we're going to do. Let's do two-hand. No, let's not do a two-handed pour. That's ridiculously stupid. Down there. Across there. On with the white. I'm going to try and keep that gold if I can. A bit more black as well this side. Hoping that tape is going to work its magic. I'm going to spatula this side out. Just trying to get that paint over the canvas. I don't know whether this technique's been done before, if anybody has ever been as crazy enough to do this. No idea if it's going to work. I'm also going to add just hints of the black and white to each side. Just want to get some of that colour creep across. Not a lot of it, but just a little bit of that colour. I'm going to quickly blast this. Off, yes. Okay, here goes. What do I go with first? So we've got this gold going up in the corner. So I'm going to start off with a little puddle of gold down this side. So we're going to go in there like so. A couple of little drops of that, maybe a tad more. Yep. Then I want some of this hot pink in the base of that as well. Just there. Get some of that in there. That's going to be my last colour for this side. I'm then going to Get this blue, run that in there. Again, some blue, I'm going to run that down there. Now this side's going to be, I want to try and get some dark colour this side, and a fraction of that this side. It's all now going a bit crazy fast. I just want to stick a little bit of black, like I said. Probably, I'm scared for the black actually. I'm just going to go, I'm going to leave the black that side because I don't want that to go muddy at all. Okay, we are already got a run off down this side. Right, let's get this protected, and then let's get this protected. Okay, looks as though I've got to work pretty quick, guys. So we've got the hairdryer. Let's go for it. That is what I was looking for. That's what I was looking for. That was the result. Look at this. This is way cool. This is nice. Let's get blast it out over there. Yes, 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 yes. When it goes right, it feels right, and this feels right. I've got to be a little bit careful. Obviously, there's masking tape running down here. I really like this colour, so I want to try and get that down. Loving that, absolutely loving that. Just trying to spread that colour this way, because I know as soon as I take that tape off I'm going to lose some of that colour. This side it's bled quite nicely into it, so I'm not going to interfere too much with that because I don't want it to go muddy. Do love this. I love this side and I love this side. Let's try and blast some of this over this gold as well. Yes, yes. As you can tell, I am proper excited about this one. I don't know what the tape's going to do when I take it off. I'm guessing that this side there's so much black that it's gone underneath the perforation of where it's come up here. So do I try and get a bit more of this blue going on? I'm going to let that dry. I'm then going to take the tape off, and I'm hoping, well, I know that I'll be left with a nice line. And tip of the day, guys, on Flowworks, if you mix up your paints in these plastic cups, like I do, and you have paint left over, I run PVA glue around the top of the cup, and then I get a brand new cup, and I place it on top of the cup. That creates a seal, an airtight seal, so I can reuse that glue. Genius. So it's the following morning and I wanted to remove the barrier to see what effect that we have on this piece. I wanted to sort of share that with you guys. Then we're going to make a decision after that on what I'm going to do to finish off this piece. So join me as I take away the barrier and we see how this piece has turned out. Almost see this now as like the earth and above the earth, so yeah, it's quite cool. How cool is that? Okay, we've got a little bit of leakage, not worried about that at all, because I say once we're going with that line, that will basically hide that. So yeah, join me in the next phase where I'll be painting in the line to finish this painting off. Okay, it's been a few days since this piece has dried, and I've got to say, I think this is looking absolutely superb. The key from the line here is really indented pretty nicely. We're now going to paint in with the gold. I'm going to go in with the gold, same as the top corner, paint the gold line in, just freehand painting that in, and we should end up with a really, really cool looking piece. So roll the time lapse. Okay, we're at the last stages of this painting now. Thanks for sticking with this one, it's been a long video. I've gone over this line about 4 or 5 times just to give it a nice full gold colour effect. And now it is time to finish this painting once and for all. We are going to be coating the top of this painting in epoxy resin. This is the epoxy resin I'm going to be using, which is called Mastercast. We're going to mix up some resin, lay it over the painting, and hopefully that will be the finished piece. Okay, so here we have our lovely painting, as you can see. And then, as I say, we're going to epoxy over the top with these 2 products. So what I've done on the back, I've placed in some cardboard just to stiffen up the inside, which sort of makes sense, and I've pinned as well the bottom of the canvas so it just sits above the table. We really want this to be as level as possible, so let's get mixing. We're just going to pour this out in a completely clear cup, and we're just going to eyeball this and guesstimate how much I'm going to need. Epoxy resin does actually go quite a way, so you don't have to mix up too much. Okay, so with epoxy, from the time that you pour that second one in, chemical reaction is already started. Okay, we've mixed our epoxy together. It looks kind of cloudy, but don't panic, because that will set absolutely crystal clear, as clear as glass. So let's start the pour. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, just pour it. I'm gonna do it. But it's always get a little bit edgy, you know? You've got this lovely painting and you're just about to pour something over the top of it. And it just, something in your head goes, what? Yeah, there it goes again. It just stops me. I'm just playing with you. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, so all I've got here is one of those icing knives. I've bent it up slightly, don't know if you can see that, just so I can get the right angle on the canvas. And I'm just looking to spread this over. And not only does this give your paintings that extra glassy finish, it also UV protects this from the sun's rays. So your painting will last for years and years to come. I love working with resin, it just makes everything pop. Okay, that is the top evenly coated. So now that I'm happy with the top that is completely covered, I'm going to mix up some more resin and scrape this back off in here. Probably going to do about half of what I've just made up. We're just going to apply it to the sides. Thanks for sticking with me on this video. I knew it was going to be a long one, so if you've got this far, thank you very much. So this is just basically popping any minor air bubbles. Wow, wow, wow. It's not until you put your head down at a certain level and you get that reflection that you think you are looking at glass. And it just makes them colours just come alive. So there you have it, guys. Thank you so much for sticking to the end of this video. I know it's been a long one. I hope it hasn't been boring. I hope you've learnt a lot. I'll leave you now with a cinematic ending to this video. I really hope you like this one. Please, please, please smash that like button. Leave a comment down below. I will see you in the next Flowworks.